This video is about the CD Projekt Red Cyberpunk 2077 apology that came out about 2.5 years ago. And yes, I know I'm late, but I was going to do a single video that talked about the Cyberpunk apology, the Redfall apology, and the Lord of the Rings Gollum apology. And then we can all, any Xbox gamer probably sees the common thread there that these games were released and at best disappointed the community, at worst misled the community. And I couldn't get over how bad Phil Spencer's apology was for Redfall. So I decided to separate the videos out for each of these games, even though I think they're three of the most egregious in this group of games that are being put out that aren't delivering what was promised, and have apologies come out. So this one's on Cyberpunk. I'll do one on Gollum, and then I'm going to do a video where I tie them in together and better state what I see as the problem and how it has gotten worse, and I foresee it only getting worse even from here. And I have no solution. It's not my job to have a solution. I'd love to have a solution anyway, but I don't. So maybe if anyone watches any of these videos, please leave comments. I love comments. With that being said, let's get into the Cyberpunk 2077 apology. And I want to put out two caveats. One, this is off the top of my head. I think you could already tell just by, if you've watched this long, you can tell this is not scripted. So if I misstate or misspeak, it's unintentional, and I apologize in advance. Second, I'm not a lawyer. I do not offer legal insight. If I use a word, I'm using the dictionary definition of the word, so consumer fraud. I am not using those in a legal sense. Let's get into this. Cyberpunk 2077 apology promises fixes for the PS4 and Xbox One versions. This is a TechRadar article published December 14th, 2020, and I highly encourage you to read it for yourself. I'm only going to comment on about 2 paragraphs here. So the first paragraph, and I quote, "First of all, we would like to start by apologizing to you for not showing the game on base last-gen consoles before it premiered, and, in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase," the letter says, which is co-signed by senior CD Projekt Red personnel. Quote, "We should have paid more attention to making it play better on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One." Okay, so not so much concerned about the last. Let's just take that opening statement. First of all, we'd like to start by apologizing to you. This always makes me suspect everything that follows, because I do not see this as an apology. This is passive voice at best. "We would like to start by apologizing" is not, to me, an apology. I apologize. We apologize. Can we all just get to that point? If you're sincerely sorry, if you honestly want to apologize, then do it. It's very simple. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's just that easy. Anything else, I don't trust. I just don't. I mean, and what follows this would have eroded all my trust and belief in the apology anyway. So let's move my little nuanced nitpicking about the apology or lack thereof, pseudo apology, whatever. Let's leave that behind, and let's just go to the next part of this sentence, because I am mind boggled that there's a corporate lawyer on this planet that approved them stating, "For not showing the game on base last-gen consoles before it premiered, and in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase." Because if that's intentional, if they intentionally did not show that the product wasn't going to meet the consumer's expectations or that it wasn't delivering what was promised, for me, that is the quintessential dictionary definition of fraud. If someone said, go find me a better definition of fraud than this, not legally, just definition, I would say, pass, I'll take this. I'm not going to look. This is good enough. I don't see how they unintentionally didn't show the game, because they knew the game was, I believe it was delayed, wasn't it? I'm fairly certain that the Cyberpunk had been delayed maybe numerous times, if I remember right. I don't want to misspeak, and I did not look that up, but I am fairly certain that there was at least one delay, and I want to say more, that this game kept getting pushed back because they were trying to work on it to bring it to a state that they felt comfortable saying it's ready for the marketplace. So if that's the case, how did they unintentionally not show it, the gameplay? They showed it for the new gen console, right? But they wouldn't show it for the last gen. How is that unintentional? So, if I even believed the apology, now I wouldn't. Let's go to the second paragraph, and the only other one I'm going to read. Quote, second, we will fix bug and crashes and improve the overall experience. The first round of updates has just been released, and the next one is coming within the next 7 days. That's the quote. The letter then goes on. It then explained that 2 large patches for Cyberpunk 2077 are coming in January and February and will address the main issues affecting the console versions of each game. And herein lies the rest of the problem, is we should, maybe some people did, but we should have all seen at this point, this is a roadmap for companies that release games that aren't ready or aren't going to deliver what was promised from here forward. If the game isn't ready, if it isn't what we promised, we'll just throw out some sort of half-assed apology and we'll tell them we'll fix it in the future. And aren't we seeing that a lot more right now? I mean, there's so many games coming out that don't even go that far. There's no apology. There's no, we'll fix it. Nothing. Just, that's it. Here you go. Screw you. So I'm getting into the summation, I guess, or into the final video here, but I want to be honest and respectful, which is more than I can say for this apology and the way this game was released. But out of respect and consideration for CD Projekt Red, the company did offer something by way of apology. They said way more than they probably should have, but they offered refunds. They delivered refunds. I mean, how many companies are doing that now? It's like, they adopted this model, it seems, but they're like, oh, screw that refund thing. If we get the money, why would we give a refund? Again, I'm getting ahead of my skis here. This should be in the last video. But CD Projekt Red, they offered something by way of apology. They offered and delivered refunds. They offered to bring the game up to the level that was promised to the consumer. They continued to work on it, and they continued to develop it. So, again, I cannot applaud them, but I do feel they need recognition for that. But boy, did they not create like the perfect roadmap minus refunds for companies going forward to just take our money and run practically. So that's it. That's it for the Cyberpunk 2077 apology video. I will do the Lord of the Rings Gollum video next, and then I don't even know how long the final video is going to take. So thanks. Bye.